Ladies and gentlemen, dames and herren, mesdames et messieurs, welcome to the Vincent Charles Project. I am your host, Vincent Charles, and we have got a beauty of a show for you tonight. We are discussing what is quite possibly one of the best Sean Connery films ever made. Hang on, I'm taking a pill. I've got to take a sip of tea. Ah, refreshing. Okay, let's get on with it. Let's do some introductions. First of all, you know her, you love her. Janelle Waz. How you doing today, Janelle?
I'm doing all right. Not drinking the Pernod.
The D is silent. If you're going to run with the Fallons, kid, you better learn. Okay, Janelle's with us, and
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I had nothing to add to that because I knew what I was doing. Kinda.
fair enough. Oh, we go further down the guest list. We have the one, the only, the technical genius. We have Jeff. Jeff, how you doing, brother?
Sweating my balls off. F you, UK. F you. No, I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm doing rather well. I'm glad I'm not English, by the way. Uh,
And he is an Englishman.
I will send you to heaven before I send you to hell. Gotta love Sideshow Bob. And Mr. Ordnance, Jay Packard. Ordy, how are you, brother?
Present. No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm yeah, okay, moving on. No, it's once I'm the opposite of Jeff over here. It's really high winds last night, and it's a wonderful 72 and sunny. Traffic and weather on the threes here on KLRNradio.com.
So you'd say it was balmy. Not
Yes.
hot, but not cold.
Yeah, it's kind of like purgatory. It's not bad. It's not good. It's yeah. No, I'm great. I'm had a successful week, so feeling good, feeling spry, and ready to do this. One of my favorite movies in the '90s. It was it was on at least 3 times a week when I was working video stores in the '90s.
Absolutely. It's amazing, but we'll get into that in a second after we introduce our final very special guest, Mr. Mickey Blowtorch. Mickey, how you doing, brother?
Good evening. I am Mickey Blowtorch, and you are not.
Excellent.
Just spitting straight facts there on us.
Great facts. Happy to be back on the Vincent Charles Project, though. Super excited about the movie we'll be talking about tonight, and happy to be hanging with my homies.
Absolutely, and it's wonderful to have you here, and we'll get into the story of how Mickey learned about the magic that is Medicine Man. But first, initial impressions. Let's go down the list. Janelle, what were you thinking?
I thought it was good. That's pretty much it. I think there are other movies that I think are better, but I thought that it was pretty good. Bear in mind with me though, when I watch a movie like the first time, I'm usually like, okay, it's pretty good, and it takes a while before I'm like, yeah, that was really good. So yeah, initial impressions, it's good. Could my impressions could get better from here on out, basically.
Okay, so basically, it's the complete reverse of L.A. Story, which Ordy and I have never.
I was far more invested in Medicine Man than L.A. Story. Yes.
You do realize Ordy and I will never let you live that down. Anyway,
Well.
Jeff, tell us your thoughts, my brother.
I didn't like it. The fact that it was a bearded elderly man with long hair who does research is unbelievable. By the way, catch me tonight at 8:00 when I talk about the Green Children of the Wool Pit.
Oh, Jesus.
No, it was enjoyable. I forgot it's been forever since I've seen it. It actually held up, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's one thing that amazed me. A movie that's over 30 years old holds up as well as it does. very few movies nowadays do that. I mean, especially with fucking all the dreck that seems to hit the screens these days. But
Mm.
that's neither here nor there. Orty, share
Yeah.
your thoughts.
Titties everywhere.
Yes, that's true.
It's a live action issue of National Geographic. You and I have talked about it. This is absolutely one of my favorite Sean Connery films, and it's just the misogyny in it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's misogynistic, but just to a point. It's
Right.
not overbearing, and it's not. Oh, okay. This is actually getting a bit offensive. It's
Yeah, this is a little cringe. No, it's exactly what you would expect from the character.
Yeah.
this
Which-
is
yeah.
This qualifies more as well. If you're as old as most of us, this qualifies as playful banter,
right.
and
An
there's no other way to put it.
Yeah. No, and again, the cinematography, the score, everything about this movie. I mean, okay, you know what? You can sell it, and I did in the video store, Fern Gully for grown-ups. But that's not a bad thing in this case.
No, Fern Gully is an apt comparison, considering the subject matter. And, I remember my kids used to watch Fern Gully, I mean, like 6 times a day. They wore out how many video cassettes, and it was an enjoyable movie. I mean, fucking
Yeah.
Robin Williams, Tim Curry, I mean, come on, what's not to love about it? But,
Sure.
it's, like you said, it's Fern Gully for adults, except there's no song about acid rain and shit. But, yeah, and I suppose that's a good thing. Mickey, your thoughts, my brother.
My thoughts. Well, Medicine Man, I originally saw in the theater back when it came out in 92. I guess I was about 12 or 13. I thought it was amazing then. And I revisited it in, I guess, a couple of years ago after a conversation you and I had had. So after not seeing it for, I guess, about 30 years, something like that, I rewatched it, and it's still amazing. And misogynistic it is. However, I would say it's charmingly misogynistic.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And nobody yet has mentioned the phenomenal musical score to this cinematic masterpiece either.
Well, Janelle and I were discussing that in the green room before we went on air, and Jerry Goldsmith was in the business for decades. I mean, Jesus, almost 70 years, I think. And you can count on one hand the number of misses that man had.
You know, the funny thing about that is Goldsmith was brought in post. It was originally, the original composer was John Scott, and he had the whole score for it. And then he was just fired for reasons unknown, and they brought Goldsmith in.
It's the same thing happened with Jerry Goldsmith. He did the original soundtrack to Legend, the Ridley Scott film, and he had a completed score, and you can find it on YouTube and listen to it. It's absolutely amazing. But Ridley Scott decided to be Ridley Scott and hired Tangerine Dream to replace Jerry Goldsmith. Let that sink in. Tangerine Dream to replace Jerry Goldsmith.
I actually heard it was going to be Randy Newman, and I think we dodged a major bullet there.
Oh my God.
You got a cure in me.
I love Ellie.
And I will go curing no more. That was terrible.
Yeah, it was. That was absolutely.
Would have changed the entire feeling of the movie.
It's a jungle out there.
Yeah, we got one in chat that nails it. Crocodile Dundee type misogyny.
Yes, absolutely.
Great movie.
Those have been on television considerably in the last 2 or 3 months, and I've watched both 1 and 2 several times in the course of the last couple of weeks, mainly because of Linda Kozłowski's rear end, which was fantastic in those movies.
That swimsuit.
The
Yes,
swimsuit that was monumental.
That is the perfect example of 90s ass.
Yes, long
The
long
Baywatch, yeah.
Long 90s ass, and it's
Why was it so much longer then?
it was
Probably
the
cut of the swimsuit.
Yeah, the cut of the swimsuits, definitely.
Elongated,
I mean-
if you will.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Bracco had a nice ass in this one too.
Indeed, and that's a good segue.
Yeah, exactly. Lorraine Bracco, I mean, she's older and she's pushing 70 now. I mean, she's still a very attractive woman. But back in the day, I mean, she was gorgeous. I mean, this is a woman who went to Paris and modeled for Jean-Paul Gaultier, who runs one of the biggest fashion houses in Europe, and she did modeling work for him specifically. And she's gorgeous. I mean, even when she has a blue thing tattooed on her forehead, it's like, nice. But
It's funny is everybody remembers her from Sopranos. I remember her from this and Hackers.
yes,
She
exactly.
was in Hackers.
Yes.
Yeah,
She was a Fed, or was she the mother? I haven't seen that in.
no, she was the corporate dude's girlfriend.
Yes, Fisher Stevens. Okay, yeah, I remember now. Okay.
Oh, she was Mrs. Edward James Olmos.
So say we all.
yeah.
I gotta say though, I did find her very unattractive in the Martin Brody glasses.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
She kind of had the cute nerdy thing going on.
but not with those glasses. Yeah.
Even
those
for the
were-
90s, that was over the top.
It wasn't like Buddy Holly glasses.
Yeah, I mean, she could have gone the Urkel route and been a little understated, but Jesus.
The
Yeah.
forest burns down. Did I do that?
Ants get fried when she takes her glasses off.
Oh, jeez.
3,
Oops.
2, 1. 1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me?
Oh, Jesus. Oh man, we have fun.
On the note of Connery, that movie was probably my second exposure to Sean Connery. Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade being my first. And I remember my mother was very excited to see this movie because Connery had been such a sex symbol throughout her youth and her I guess adult adolescence, if you will.
Yeah.
It was kind of like being hit with just like this level of man that I've never seen before in my life, and I'm like, that is who I fucking want to be.
It's like the testosterone just fairly drips from the screen.
It does. Yeah. In fact, I saw some kid with a bucket having to wipe it up every 15, 20 minutes. throughout the picture.
And it was processed into Drakkar Noir.
Or polo green.
Yeah.
Those were the
Even
two
with a
big ones.
ponytail.
Dude, that was when you mentioned Sean Connery, everyone was like, "Ooh, Bond, ooh, how suave, how sexy." He kept getting more attractive the older he got,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's not like, say, like Patrick Stewart. Everyone was like, "Ooh, he's very striking, he's very handsome," but he was like bald when he was like 20, and from the
Yeah.
time he was 20 until about 10 years ago, he looked exactly the same for like 50 years. Patrick
Yeah.
Stewart never changed. And then all of a sudden age just hit him, and now he's like,
Yeah.
he's
The house
in his
that-
80s.
Now he
But-
needs a walker to get on the Enterprise.
Yeah.
The house that had the portrait in its attic got caught on fire, and it all caught up at once.
Oh, plus 10 for
Back
the
in my
reference.
day.
It was actually a painting of Riker.
Straddling a chair.
In a blue dress.
Oh man, oh man.
Oh, Connery though. What a force of nature he was in
He was.
everything
Yeah.
he was really in.
Definitely.
Even like the flops, because there was some flops. He was just fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very few misses.
I
think.
liked this stage of his career too, when the whole shine of being the sex symbol had kind of worn off. When he did, Last Crusade, this, and The Rock, it was just, you know what? I'm going for the scraggly old man look, and I'm going to carry it, and I'm going to fucking own it.
Last Crusade, he was more of kind of like a bumbling librarian old man, and then he
Right.
brought back the manly sex and just like the persona in The Rock and of course Medicine Man, from where he would just kind of silly and bumbly and comic relief in Indiana Jones.
I don't know. He did sleep with that hot blonde chick.
He did, which was one of my favorite parts.
Ships in the night.
She talks in her sleep.
I didn't trust her. Why did you?
That reminded me of me and my father right there.
Dad, what? Dad,
No.
what?
We named the dog Indiana.
Henry Jones Jr.
The dog?
Oh,
I got a lot of fond memories of that dog.
Oh God! Oh, I hate what they did to Sala in those movies.
Yeah, that was so
He
bad.
he was an absolute beast in the first movie, and then
He was
yeah,
barely in Last Crusade. You
yeah.
think
They
about
turned
it.
him they turned him
Brody.
into comic relief, and him and Brody. It was
Yeah.
And that was the thing. They had too much comic relief. That's the only thing, the sin of that movie is too much comic relief.
I think it's
Well,
my favorite in the franchise, though.
Well, I was going
Eh.
to disagree with you. I think that for me, Temple of Doom.
See, I didn't even bother with Temple of Doom.
Yeah, well, you need to
Oh,
bother with Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
I played Lego Indiana Jones's Temple of Doom,
Oh,
but
Jesus. Kind of not the same thing. just putting that out there.
yeah, I figured.
I mean, the thing you gotta love
I mean,
about
I didn't have to deal with Willie, so
the thing you gotta love about Temple of Doom though is even for the 80s, you're like, holy fuck, that's pretty racist.
Yeah.
Chilled monkey brains.
What? You're not eating?
the
Lady
weird thing
only
is,
here because she's sleeping with producer.
Exactly.
the weird thing is, I think the chilled monkey brains got parodied in a PBS kids show Arthur. I forget if it was like
Arthur.
Lamb's Eyes because they had like their version of Indiana Jones and Arthur's like going to like this kid in like Turkey. He's like, "You eat lamb's eyes?" In the recesses of my brain, this scene exists.
Okay. It's not
Arthur.
judging much. Oh, yes. Snake surprise. But yeah, he also mentioned Outland, another Sean Connery film, which was basically High Noon in space.
That was
And
fantastic.
yeah, that was an excellent movie. And if you get a chance, you need to find it and you need to watch it. But it had an alien feel to it, like the set designs and the whole atmosphere of the film. It gave off that alien tech kind of vibe. But yeah, it's definitely worth your time. But back to Medicine Man, since we've gone off on a tangent. I was discussing with Janelle in the green room before you guys showed up that I think one of the reasons why this film isn't as popular as it should be is that the actual message of the film isn't considered that important anymore. Because you remember back in the late 80s, early 90s, everybody was, well, we've got to save the rainforest, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. And the message was out there, and it was being you had celebrities throwing it in our faces and stuff like that. With this film, it was a bit preachy, but not as much as everyone else being preachy. If you follow what I'm saying, I mean, there was definitely a message in this film, but it wasn't being thrown in your face as much as the celebrities were doing it at the time, and it's certainly nothing like how preachy movies are today with their messages and all that other nonsense.
See, and I didn't think it was all that preachy while I was watching it, but I'm probably just numb to it now because, yeah, everything's preachy.
Well,
See,
yeah.
my take on that is that it didn't highlight what everybody wanted it to at that time, and I think that's why it wasn't like hugely popular then too. Yes, it was preachy in the fact, yes, we got to save the rainforest, but it didn't take the usual narrative with that, and then we need to save the rainforest because we need the trees to breathe and blah 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 blah. It took the message of, hey, this is nature's pharmacy. This is why we need to say, and I think that may have gotten some pushback as a higher concept level of thinking of the problem more than people were comfortable with.
It's like, we need big pharma. Yeah. And I can't take credit for that. Janelle said that earlier. So credit where credit is due.
Right.
What was the number of the little peak? Was it 32? Was
It was
it
like
37.
37, yeah.
Peak 37.
Analyze it.
I need to get that graphic, especially in the red vector graphics, like on that laptop. And
That was kind of cool.
I want to get that put on a T-shirt, and I want to see if anybody gets it.
That's
Have like the
cool
entire
idea.
molecule laid out on a T-shirt graphic, and then have like peak 37 on there. I want to have somebody walk up and go, "Dude, I love that movie."
Nice.
Dude, you could probably sell it to that Super 70 sports guy.
Oh my God, yes. Oh, dude.
It'd be like in the line of my subtly Star Trek t-shirts.
Jeff, you got to find a way to work that into the bridge too.
Okay.
Yeah, we need peak 37, and have it done before airtime tonight.
I could.
I know. Oh,
Put up
if
on
anyone around here
T-Public.
does tech, it's Jeff. The things he did with the Hudson Hawk episode, it was awesome.
I still need to watch that movie, I swear.
Oh, Jesus.
It's unique.
Here I am trying to, I'm talking about doing Andy Sedaris movies for this show, and she still hasn't even watched Hudson Hawk. How can I get her to watch Hard Ticket to Hawaii? How can I get her to watch Picasso Trigger? Come on.
You got me to watch Casablanca.
Well, yeah, but everybody's supposed to watch Casablanca.
It's a life prerequisite.
Hey,
it is.
I watched LA Story for you.
I mean, every major critic says it's one of the top 2 films ever made. You have to watch Casablanca. There's no
I thought you
getting
were talking
around
about
that.
LA Story for a second. Or Hard Ticket to Hawaii. It's one of the top 2 movies ever made.
No, Hard Ticket to Hawaii is one of the top 2 shittiest movies ever made. But it is so amazing and so astounding, and you just need to watch it. And oh my God, I just posted a video clip. A guy backs up with a Jeep, hits a guy, knocks him 50 feet in the air, whips out a rocket launcher, shoots the guy, blows him up, and then blows up the blow-up doll that the guy was carrying with the same rocket launcher. It's amazing. And I will go on record, to my dying day, saying it is absolutely amazing.
Very Rube Goldberg.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's giving Rube Goldberg. Is that what the kids are saying now?
Oh, jeez.
I know what movie Janelle needs in her repertoire. It would be the greatest movie ever made, and that's Point Break.
I'll look it up.
You'll look it up.
The Citizen Kane of our generation.
Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze. Gary Busey.
Utah,
yeah.
get me 2.
2.
2.
Oh, damn. Who's the guy with the nice hair on the poster?
Which one?
The blonde guy. Is that Swayze?
That's
Yeah.
Swayze. Yes, he was.
Damn, that hair.
He was at his peak. That was
Peak Swayze.
peak Patrick Swayze.
Damn, I want that hair now.
We all wanted that hair. In
I mean,
fact,
I wouldn't cut my hair for that hair, but
so when Lorena and I first got married, the conversation of a kid came up, of course, as it does. And my first choice of a name was Special Agent Johnny Utah, and that wasn't going to fly. So we compromised with Michael Bodie.
I was going to say Bodie. If Bodie is not included, then I'm gonna fly out to Texas and smack you, son.
It's set in stone. If we ever hatch the offspring, it's going to be Michael Bodie. Bodhisattva. How fucking cool is that? That's like the ultimate. Janelle, you're gonna love this movie.
It's like Bodie Blowtorch. Oh,
Bodie Blowtorch. I love it already.
I gotta.
Get so much ass.
You have to invite me to the Chris thing. We will show up in president masks.
see, and here I am thinking like, oh, you could have like Gary Busey blowtorch, but
Gary Busey Blowtorch. Kids could end up in rehab.
Buttered
Buttered
sausage.
sausage. What is it? Get it out of here. Get it off my plate.
Buttered sausage. Oh,
we keep derailing this conversation.
yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
we've derailed the whole show.
Oh yeah.
Glorious.
I think it's because the movie speaks for itself. But yeah, that's.
I mean, I have a whole mini page of notes here.
And please,
Well,
throw
dig
some out,
in.
and we'll discuss it.
Well,
Absolutely.
like,
Double it in.
well, there was the guy that picked up. I don't know. Do I call her Crane or Bronx? Because she's both.
Yes.
Bronx, yeah.
But I thought the guy that was picking her up was Willie from Elf for like 2 seconds. And I was like, wait, is that Willie? No. I think he had the big glasses and that threw me off a little bit. But I also got soundtrack good.
It's better than good.
Yeah. It's like I mean, you probably saw it in the comments when Vincent teased the show.
Right.
The first thing everybody or the second thing. First is I love that show. The second thing is, oh, I still have the soundtrack. I play it all the time.
Oh man.
It's like Tito Puente records. Tito Puente is going to be dead someday, and you're going to say, I've been listening to his stuff for years. I think he's fantastic.
The next note I have is tagline for the film. Sean Connery is Big Bird.
Toucan?
And Toucan Crane is the next note.
Oh my goodness.
Name's Toucan Crane. And also roasted by
Thank God,
Connery.
woman, he's 90 years old. You'll inherit before you finish your vows. Hats off to you.
Too.
I'd take my hat off to you, Bronx.
But I'd say Bronx, what kind of impressed me is that, like how female characters are written now. It's like they're just kind of there and you're supposed to just buy that they're there and they haven't really proved that they're supposed to be there. Bronx does impress me is that she deserves to kind of be there. She does have the credentials. Her main issue is that she's kind of naive about what's going on in the field. I guess like on a credential level, probably on par with Sean. I just called him Sean at that point. Technically, his name is Campbell, but he's Sean Connery. And they're two strong personalities. That's what I got on here.
To speak to that part real quick, one of the lines that goes undernoticed in the film I've noticed is when he's kind of like name dropping of who wouldn't stand for him to get pulled out of the field, and then she says, well, that guy's been gone for years. Well, who replaced him? I did.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and she ended up winning 2 of those specific awards that she said, the only time one person has ever won 2 of them. And you're like, okay, maybe he shouldn't be fighting as hard as he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is she
maybe.
technically his boss?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. What else do I got? Oh, so I kind of made the comparison because, I talk about Star Trek a lot. So I kind of thought of like Geordi and Leia Brahms. I know Ordy's gonna love this comparison.
Oh my god.
That Leia was the designer and she, has a certain idea how like her warp core is supposed to work, but Geordi's actually out in the field and he's had to make adjustments and she gets all pissed when he like messes with her design. So that was kind of the sense I got out of Campbell and Bronx was that he's actually out in the field and he's like seeing the application of like all these, cures and whatnot. And she's got a certain idea how it's supposed to work, but in practice, it's not really how it works. I don't know if that makes sense or if I'm, on the right track.
No, I mean, she had been in the field, but a lot of her knowledge is academic.
Yeah. Basically, you summarized what I was saying in like a nice little sentence.
It's like they asked her, have you done field work? She's like, yeah, I did a week at La Salvo. Yeah. Okay, that technically that is field work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So this is the Sean Connery Appreciation Society room. Hell yes. And note I have is Plop, Plop, Fizz, Fizz, of course. There was that line about being immortal in a textbook.
The immortal textbook quote. Yeah.
Yeah, I have that on here. That was a good quote. I'm just going through my notes at this point.
So what's funny? Going back to a previous thing, Connery and Rocco hated each other on the set.
Well,
they actually had to have they had to have stand-ins, and after a while, McTiernan said it was like managing a Cold War with snakes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can kind of see that working. But yeah,
I mean, to put it in the Star Trek perspective for you, Jerry Ryan and Kate Mulgrew absolutely resented Jerry Ryan being on the show, but you never saw that in their chemistry,
right? The other one I'm thinking of is
it's acting. It's called being professional.
In I Love Lucy.
Just think about how many people in Kylo Ren I actually hate. I mean, I hate Vincent, and yet here I am. I mean, wait a minute. I was unmuted for that. Sorry.
Oh, now you made it awkward.
Oh, whoops.
But like in I Love Lucy, Fred and Ethel, was it Vivian Vance and what's his name? They hated each other. Crap, what was his name?
William Frawley.
That's it. Yeah, they hated each other on the set, but yeah, you never got that sense, watching the show.
And see, the more I think about it, the more I realize that they couldn't remake this movie today.
No.
Well, not because of the misogyny or anything, but because they do so many rewrites, and in the end, Bronx would be girl bossing. When he confronts the truck drivers at the end of the movie, she'd naturally fly in and just
literally
completely destroy these guys, and spinning back kicks. 90-pound woman taking on a 250-pound guy.
She puts the fire out all by herself.
Yeah.
And what's worse, this movie could have actually benefited from a technology update. Just thinking about all the drone shots they could have gotten for this movie would have made this movie as good as it looked.
Yeah.
Drone shots would have made this movie.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, especially the shots up in the canopy.
Yes.
Those would have been amazing. But they're amazing now, just watching them.
Yes.
Oh
yeah. That canopy shot broke the budget. It was $500,000 to film that scene, and they never had approval to do it.
Wow.
Oof.
And that's in $92.
Yeah.
No, seriously. I mean, you watch it, and you hear the music start swelling up, and then when she breaks through the canopy, and the score comes through. It's actually a chill-inducing moment, and that's very rare for me watching a film. And I mean, I haven't seen the film. Oh my God, for a couple of years now, and I just watched it a couple of days ago to refresh it so we could do the show. And when that scene came on, I was just like, ugh. You get that little short chill that runs down your spine. I'm like, God damn, this is
Right.
really fucking good. The
It
way they
was
shot it,
just
the way they
impressive to
scored it,
see in the 90s. Yeah.
everything just comes together at that one precise moment, and you're just like, ooh, damn.
I can't believe we haven't had any references of the spiky kangaroo.
That scene has plagued me for 30 years.
As
With
it has
Lipstein.
me.
I often think of it.
No, I think it was replaced by the Spiny Kangaroo episode of the Venture Brothers. That went into far more excruciating detail
Ooh.
than this movie did. But yeah,
Oh, the fish you're talking about.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like,
Are you
I'm never
serious?
going to South America now.
I like that. The spiky kangaroo. My God, where?
They're
That was
not
a
this
bit
far
of-
upriver, but you better put your knickers on just in
Yeah.
case.
They know not to pee in the water. It attracts the spiky kangaroo.
I think one of my favorite scenes of the entire movie, I don't know why it's been my favorite, but when he's golfing and
Oh,
driving the balls out into the jungle, and all of the indigenous children are finding the balls for him and bringing them back up for little candies or fireworks or all of those little various treats he was handing out.
He's giving him candy dance. He's like, do you
Am
want
I the
candy
only
dance on the
one?
table?
Am I the only one that thought it was a bad idea to give a kid a lit sparkler in the middle of a rainforest?
I mean,
Yes.
it's pretty damn.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
mean,
humidity.
Considering the
humidity.
movie ends with the forest burning down.
That is a good point. And
She has a point.
truth be told, I never really thought of it.
I hadn't either.
Smoky bears out in the rainforest like Predator, all camouflaged and shit.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of funny you brought that up, Mickey, because McTiernan, who directed this, he directed Predator. And ever since he did Predator, he was obsessed with doing a Thinking Man's Jungle movie, and that's where this movie came from.
And he shot it in almost exactly the same spot.
Yeah.
In Mexico. I forgot where in Mexico, but way down south near the Central American countries where it's really jungly and steamy and things. Other adjectives that I can't really think of right now.
It's a shame they didn't leave any
It's
long, tall
steamy.
Sally.
Oh, jeez. I'm going to have me some fun.
Bunch of slack-jawed faggots out here in this jungle.
Strap this on your sore ass.
Turn you into a sexual tyrannosaurus. Yep, Candy Dance will do that to you.
Someone's ride's here.
No, it's someone driving by in a Tesla looking at me because I'm outside smoking a cigarette and holding a laptop. Yes, good evening to you too.
You've got that suave continental kind of thing going.
Yeah, suave continental.
They
I'm
don't
wearing,
spit in this, do they?
I'm wearing a tank top and a fucking pair of tropical bathing shorts. Come on, please.
With a
Suave.
sign that says, "We'll show my wiener for honks."
Nope. Almost lost the team.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, one note I have on here is the Yoko bark dance.
Oh my God. That was a bit cringe. Yeah, it wasn't
That's what I was-
Can that much caffeine do that to you?
3%.
Granted,
yes.
I'm a little caffeine sensitive,
Yes,
but
it can.
it can make you go that crazy.
Yes, 3% caffeine. Considering how much coffee and tea I drink on a daily basis, it would make me go like that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
And
Well,
yeah,
See, I had to cut
I was just
myself
re-
back down from like 2 pots of tea a day to 1 pot of tea a day and a cup of matcha. That's like my limit.
I just had to reference that with oh, they don't spit in this, do they? Spit?
spit? No. Although, yeah, admittedly, Yo Espresso would be pretty
Yeah,
popular.
that was getting a bit much. Yo Cola, Yo Espresso.
And then she ends up in the tree. Oh man, that was so awesome.
You can cry all you want when it's over. Don't cry. You said I could cry all I want.
Sounded like my prom night. Sheesh.
You know what I liked about those particular scenes? Watching both those characters kind of peel back their hard exterior surfaces and let their guard down a little bit. Connery in his own way and her in her own way. And I thought they played off of each other pretty well.
That old
the
black
crisis
magic.
management.
Yeah, it's that's definitely crisis management. Just whipping out a knife and cutting the rope before she could even say anything.
This isn't a rescue; it's a suicide pact.
Then she goes from being like over caffeinated to just straight up drunk.
Well, yeah, she was hitting the Pernod. Why she thought it was Pernod, I have no idea. Pernod doesn't have peaches in it. It's anise flavored.
Well, I was
Pernod
wondering, do they have peaches in South America?
I'm
Are
sure
there like
they
tropical
do,
peaches?
but
Sure.
Pernod
Oh.
tastes like licorice, and
Yeah.
you don't drink it straight. You take just a very small amount, pour it in your glass, and then fill the glass with water because it's very, very strong and it's very herbal and very bitter.
Oh, okay.
And when you add water to it, it makes it actually palatable because it's what the French call a digestive. It's something that you drink after you've had a big
Oh, okay.
meal. Because my mother used to drink it all the
Yeah,
time,
my dad.
and it settles your stomach and brings up all your gas and everything, so you burp and you feel better.
Also, it's also a
And-
wonderful tool of conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And the D is silent.
You should know that if you're going to marry into the Cranes.
No, is it felons? No.
What was it?
Felons.
Yeah, the Fallons.
Yeah, that's right. She was.
The felons,
The
you
D
know.
is silent. If you're gonna hang with the Fallons, you better get it right, kid.
So you mentioned earlier the fight with the equipment operators near the end. That scene always just kind of bugged me because it's like,
It just kind of like the fight just starts.
yeah, and I get it. He's trying to stop
It
everything.
seemed
You know
out
what
of
also
place.
works? Hey, we've got something. Get your boss on the goddamn radio.
Hey, we might have found a cure for cancer.
Like now, this moment. Yeah, that I think I don't.
Dude, it's an ant.
Get on the radio. I will give you my tin of candy coated ants if you get on the radio.
These
and
ants
talk to
might
your
cure
boss.
cancer.
Just
The
tell them we
candy
have
company-
100 naked women running around showing their boobs and butt.
Right.
There you go.
I mean,
Shit.
I don't know about you, but when I woke up this morning ready to rewatch this movie, I forgot how much that was in this film.
You got titties everywhere.
Yeah, I figured
I've never
going
seen
into the
her
movie I was going to
already.
see some, some native nudity.
Which I think is how it retained its PG rating.
I thought it was it PG-13? I thought, which case
Oh, was
like
it
it
13?
might be 13.
Probably
was-
due to the violence and
yeah, it was
swearing,
13.
not the Aboriginal titties all over the place.
Yeah, 13.
I saw them at the Vans Warped Tour in '94.
That was sick.
They were there with Violent Femmes.
All film and
they
video
opened for Bowie
releases
back in
are cut in
86.
the UK to get a PG rating. Interestingly enough.
Really?
It's another reason to hate the UK. Besides their take on heat. Yeah.
It's not English Heat.
Hey, you guys want some sick trivia about this movie?
Yeah.
Connery
Hit me.
wasn't the original lead.
What?
Eric Stoltz.
No, it was originally offered.
What?
It was originally offered to Tom Selleck and then Mel Gibson. Both of them turned it down. Connery said he'd do it, but he wanted it completely rewritten so that way he was like some maverick, jungle scientist, because the original character was written as a white savior with a clipboard.
Oh, that never would have worked.
Which is funny because that was still the critique of him in the movie.
Lorraine Bracco apparently turned down the role of Catwoman in Batman Returns for this. Oh no, she said it wasn't true. There was a rumor. It was a rumor that she confirmed wasn't true. Don't forget what I said.
Disregard.
Memory hole. That would have been hilarious, but yeah.
A talking point nonetheless. What else you got?
This is the Catwoman with a really annoying voice.
Well, I suppose I can mention this part. So they're picking apart the flowers, trying to get the samples, and was that Bronx takes apart the flower, and I thought they were spiders at first. Turns out they were ants. And the first thing I was like, check the spiders. And then they find the spiders in the sugar bowl for the baseline, and I'm like, I knew it. I could have saved these people like 2 days in a burned rainforest.
It's called foreshadowing. It's a sign of quality filmmaking.
Yes, they used to be more subtle back in the day.
Yeah.
Now they wave you in like you're landing on an aircraft carrier. Message incoming. Message incoming. What the narrative?
Tying us back into simulation theory, I just got tagged in a post of Linda Kozlowski's ass.
It's what you're known for, dude.
I know, man. What are the odds?
Look at our things. I get tagged in for Amish stuff, Circle K's, sticks. You get tagged in for, Kozlowski's ass, pilot stuff. We've all got our spheres of influence.
Wait, in the chat, Fran Drescher would have made a great Catwoman?
Oh my God, I was just thinking about Fran Drescher doing phone sex.
Oh my God.
You don't have to for that one.
Oh, no.
That's really not that much of a stretch if you watch Dr. Detroit.
Yeah.
It's a Sheffield.
Yeah, because that's what I immediately thought of. Oh my God.
She was a smoke show in Hollywood Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, smoke show.
Yeah,
and
I'm a big fan.
Dr. Detroit.
Absolutely forgive the voice.
She was in UHF.
I need to revisit UHF. I just want to drink from the fire hose.
I swear, UHF is weirdly inspirational if you're on YouTube. I am not kidding. Like the small-time YouTuber taking on like the big TV corporation.
Kind of like us here at KLRN.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weirdly inspirational movie.
We need a Michael Richards here.
His life is like a mop.
Oh my God. Oh, the tangents we go off on.
The funny thing about those ants too is that they were very aggressive.
With the ants?
Yeah, they weren't CG or anything. They got wrangled by a local animal wrangler.
Oh,
and
wow.
Were brought in, and they were very aggressive and bit a lot of the cast.
Ooh.
Scenes with them. You think it's like, you know what? Can we just get some carpenter ants from California?
Nah, fire ants. Let's make it look real.
Yeah.
The scene on Ernest Saves Christmas where he pretends to be a snake wrangler. That's who they hired.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, the other thing that was kind of a blast from the past for me, and by blast from the past, I mean like 15 years ago, the mention of swine flu.
Yes.
Because I was like, oh, as soon as they brought up swine flu, it's like, oh. Yeah, that was a thing some years back.
I like how they subtly handled that too, where they kind of slow rolled you into that he was the reason for Makara.
That whole part confused me because I thought it was another guy that found the painkiller, and it turned out it was him.
Yeah, it was him.
Okay.
Because the contempt was self-loathing, and that was kind of highlighted when he said, "Well, did you?" When they were talking about taking the old medicine man's stick,
Right.
and she said, "Well, have you tried apologizing to him?" And he said, "Well, I don't think he knows about Makara, or I don't think he knows. That was me."
Right. That's why I was like, because that was the point where I was like, wait. I'm like, what did I miss from that scene earlier where he was explaining, about the painkiller? Because I thought it was another guy and he was involved or something, but wasn't like directly involved. And it turned out, no, it was him. I was like, okay. Does that mean I have to rewatch this movie now? Probably.
No. He was just, when he was talking about the eager beaver.
Okay.
He was just describing himself.
All right. I see.
In like a self-loathing kind of way.
I did like how a lot of the things came full circle in that too, with taking away the other medicine man's stick, his playing golf at the beginning, with the kids, and then at the end handing him his golf club. It's like, here's your stick back.
Right.
So that was a cool little circle, I thought.
Oh yeah.
Before
Absolutely.
we end this conversation too, we certainly need to pay some homage to the Swiss Family Robinson style treehouse life this guy had going.
Oh man. Yeah.
How cool were all of the treehouse style buildings, like the laboratory and the living quarters? It was just awesome. Like, did he build it all himself? Did he have the indigenous folks build that? Did he bring in carpenters? Did he have contractors? What happened there?
Sean Connery built it with his own 2 hands.
And his golf club.
Yeah.
Cut down the trees himself with his driver.
He was just hitting the golf ball.
And Candy Dance.
Cut once.
He is that much of a man. He just kept hitting the golf balls at the trees until they fell down.
That manly SOB.
Yeah, but that, yes, I mean, what are the building codes in the Brazilian rainforest?
Oh Jesus! He needed to replace some workers, so he has a wing. And then next day he comes back. Instead of a spot, there's a full-grown kid there. Just put cut down that tree.
OSHA walks in the next day.
Inspectors.
Yeah.
This is not up to code.
Is this a load-bearing wall? That's a load-bearing poster.
I was just about to say, we needed a Simpsons reference.
Calm down, Ned Diddly Diddly Diddly. That's what they should have done. Well, no, they shouldn't have done it. When the forest burns down and then Sean Connery is a Ned Flanders style, like breaking point. Can't you people do anything right?
Look, Daddy, Todd is stupid, and I am with him.
And you, I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're a jerk.
If I had a nickel for every time I heard that.
Right. It goes along with the fuck you, you're cool, fuck you.
Oh, do I hear the little voice of Bronx, Springfield's answer to a question nobody asked?
Nobody asked. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, guys, I hate to do it, but we're gonna have to call it an evening. We're coming up on the 7 o'clock
Goes by
hour.
so fast.
Yeah.
I know it does, but we'll go down the list. Janelle, where can we find you? So you can
find me at Janelle Waz on YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram if that's your thing. Make sure you check out my YouTube channel, which I'm trying to grow. I talk about Star Trek, retro video games, and whatever else I feel like talking about.
Awesome. Jeff, where can we find you, my
about
brother?
1 hour from now, I'll be doing a episode 64 of ITC, talking about the Green Children of Woolpit. And I want to take 1 minute to warn people, never, ever, ever rent Demolition Man off of Amazon. Never.
Ooh.
What happened?
Pizza Hut happened.
Oh, that's right.
It's not Taco Bell.
Oh.
Pizza Hut.
Oh, Jesus.
And it
Okay.
is absolutely hilarious. Don't get me wrong. If you've seen the movie, when the first logo on the window comes up, it's like a white box that says Pizza Hut. But when they're inside looking out, they never get rid of it, so you can still see the Taco Bell.
No, in fairness, they're all owned by Yum Brands.
Yes, and the dubbing from Taco Bell to Pizza Hut is nowhere near the same. That said,
Region.
the 17-year-old absolutely loved the movie, so it was a victory. So
Outstanding.
buy a hard copy so
Cool.
you can see the original Taco Bell as it was meant.
Or spend a
Yes.
couple.
The winner of the fast food wars, the true winner of the fast food wars. Ordy, where can we find you, brother?
Shit, where am I this week? You can find me as Ordnance Packard on Twitter, surprisingly still. You can find me this week, Tuesday night on Manorama, where you, me, Steve, some random Canadian, Rick, maybe even Jeff will show up, and we discuss all things manly and masculine. Wednesday, you can find me on Rick and Ordy with Rick. Thursday on The Culture Shift with Brad Slager and his fantastic hair. And I think that's it for this week.
You are a busy fellow.
Aren't I? Just personal
You
injury
are.
just to make it fun for the kids.
And Mickey, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me on Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it, at Mickey Blowtorch. And that's the only place you can find me.
Ooh, very well. Awesome. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming on and making this such a fun show to do. I really appreciate all of you. And to all of you out there, I look forward to the pleasure of your company next time. So until then, au revoir and thank you.